King Harris posting images of 50 Cent's mother's gravesite on Instagram stories, along with a video rant telling 50 Cent to dig up his deceased mother, has set the internet on fire. The connection between a Verzuz battle that never happened, a photo of Tiny Harris, and the grave of Sabrina Jackson is the story everybody is talking about right now. So let us trace exactly how this all went down, step by step, starting from the beginning. To understand what led to King Harris posting photos of 50 Cent's mother's grave, you have to go back to where this all started. And it started with a Verzuz battle. T.I. revealed that he no longer has respect for 50 Cent, due to what happened around their potential and long-rumored Verzuz match. In a clip from an upcoming episode of $1 Million Worth of Game that co-host Gilly the Kid shared on social media, T.I. went into detail about the match that was supposed to have happened. Now, for context, Verzuz was the platform that matched hip-hop legends against each other for catalog versus catalog showdowns. Fans had been calling for T.I. versus 50 Cent for years. Both men came up in the early 2000s. Both had massive catalogs. Both were known for their street personas. A matchup between them made sense on every level. And according to T.I., both men agreed it would happen. T.I. said on the show that it was about celebrating each other's catalog. He stated that he and 50 Cent talked about it, that he did not call him out of the blue, and that it did not come out of nowhere, pointing out that the two were moving around in Los Angeles and selling shows together. According to T.I., the agreement between the two was clear. T.I. explained that, years ago, he and 50 discussed the idea, and that an agreement was made between the artists to let T.I. bring the idea up publicly first, and then 50 would respond. That was the plan. T.I. would mention it publicly, 50 would confirm it, and they would go from there. But that is not what happened. When T.I. did raise the possibility of a Verzuz, he claims that Fifth acted confused. Instead of honoring the agreement, according to T.I., 50 Cent played it off like he had no idea what T.I. was talking about. And that is the moment T.I. says he lost respect. T.I. said plainly on the podcast, "I don't want to stand on stage with him. I don't respect him." Now, there is history between these two men that goes back further than Verzuz, when T.I. got caught with a bunch of machine guns by federal agents and only received 1 year in prison. It raised eyebrows, including those of 50 Cent. The G-Unit leader hinted that T.I. may have snitched, even referencing the scenario on his track You So Tough. Their tensions resurfaced years later during the height of Verzuz, when T.I. publicly pushed for a battle with 50. So you have two men with a decade plus of tension between them. The Verzuz situation just brought it all back to the surface. T.I. went public with his frustration. He called 50 Cent out. He questioned his character. And once those comments from $1 Million Worth of Game started circulating online, it did not take long for 50 Cent to respond. But 50 did not respond by accepting the Verzuz challenge. He did not respond by addressing the situation directly. T.I. accused 50 of ducking a Verzuz battle they had talked about doing, and instead of locking it in, 50 went the trolling route on social media, firing off jokes and memes, but never actually stepping into the ring. Fifth retorted on Instagram, telling T.I. to keep his name out of his mouth, and later called Tip King Rat in the comment section of another post. T.I. did not take that lightly. T.I. responded by writing, "You playing on my name. When only one of us a rat in real life. You know I got your paperwork, right?" He continued, "And my transcript is available online. Your excuses is useless. Get your hoe ass in the box or STFU, and live in fear. You soft son, you've lost my respect." That exchange set the stage. Both men were in their feelings. T.I. was calling 50 a rat. 50 was calling T.I. a rat. The snitching accusations were flying in both directions. But at this point, it was still between T.I. and 50 Cent. It had not yet spilled over to anyone else. That changed when 50 Cent made a decision that shifted the entire tone of this beef. He brought Tiny Harris into it. Now, to understand why what happened next hit such a nerve, you need to know who Tamika Tiny Harris is. She is not just T.I.'s wife. She is an accomplished artist in her own right. She was a member of the R&B group Xscape. She has a Grammy on her shelf. She has been in the music industry for decades. And she was not involved in this beef between 50 Cent and T.I. in any way. But 50 Cent did not care about that. The tension escalated after 50 Cent shared a post. That included a photo of T.I.'s wife, Tiny Harris, along with a caption warning T.I. to keep his name out of his mouth. Let that sit for a second. T.I. and 50 Cent were going back and forth about Verzuz, about snitching allegations, about respect. And 50 Cent decided that the way to win this argument was to post a photo of T.I.'s wife. On Sunday, 50 posted a photo of the R&B singer, with the warning, "I keep saying keep my name out your mouth, okay?" The photo was described by multiple outlets as unflattering. It was not a compliment. It was not neutral. It was designed to mock Tiny Harris. And the internet noticed immediately. One Instagram user wrote, "Tiny is such a sweet lady. Making fun of her body is just mean. Another user wrote, "Man, the beef gotta stay between men." And another commented directly to 50 Cent, "You normally have me crying laughing. But this ST is not funny, homie. She's one of our icons and she tip wife. You too big for that and a lot of us look up to you." Even people who follow 50 Cent and enjoy his trolling thought this was a step too far. Tiny was not the one talking about Verzuz. Tiny was not the one calling 50 Cent out. Tiny was not the one making snitching allegations. This was between two grown men, and one of those men decided to drag the other man's wife into the conversation. Now, this is not new behavior from 50 Cent. 50 Cent is a rapper who is, besides his sharp verses, known for his online trolling. But his latest comment in a rap beef appears to give away a pattern he follows in dissing his rivals on social media. The probable playbook is to mention the family and watch the drama. The G-Unit mogul is as petty as they come in beef, and there is no line he will not cross to make his opponents question why they would ever want to feud with him in the first place. 50 has been trolling way before it became a popular term among millennials and part of the DNA of the social media zeitgeist. There is a documented history of 50 Cent bringing family members into beefs. He antagonized DJ Khaled by penning him a poem, and he invoked Khaled's mom in the feud, posting clips of her alleged home and footage of her sleeping at work. It is not the first time the Indal Club hitmaker took jibes at rappers' families. In a previous beef, 50 Cent targeted Finesse 2Time's mother on Instagram. So this is the 50 Cent playbook. When a beef gets going, he goes for the family. He goes for the wife. He goes for the mother. He goes for whoever is going to get the biggest reaction. And with the Tiny Harris post, he got exactly the reaction he was looking for, because T.I. responded. T.I. jumped into 50's comment section, writing his response and ending with the hashtag King said that. But it was not T.I.'s response that would send this situation viral. It was the response from someone else in the Harris family. Someone younger, someone with less restraint, someone who was not about to let anyone disrespect his mother without consequences. That someone was King Harris. 50 Cent is now catching heat from King Harris, the 21-year-old son of T.I. and Tiny. On Sunday, February 22nd, the rising rapper took to his Instagram stories with an explicit, expletive-laced rant after the 50-year-old mogul shared an unflattering photo of Tiny. Amid his escalating online feud with T.I., King Harris did not hold back, not even a little bit. Where T.I. responded with a comment that was measured in its own way, King went directly for the throat, and he did not aim at 50 Cent's career, or his music, or his business ventures. He aimed at 50 Cent's mother, King said to the camera, referencing 50 Cent's mother, Sabrina Jackson, who died in 1983. He told 50 Cent to post a picture of his own mother. He told him to pay his respects. He told him to stop playing with his mama. King entered the conversation in defense of his mother. King Harris made personal attacks against 50 Cent, including references to his late mother. In the comment section and through a series of Instagram stories, he directed his anger toward 50 Cent, making harsh and explicit remarks. The exchange escalated further when King referenced 50's late mother, Sabrina Jackson, bringing the dispute to an even more personal level. King did not stop at the video rant. He kept going. King later posted an image of a tombstone to his stories, with the caption, "This where your mama at." He also shared what appeared to be a photo of 50 Cent's mother's gravesite. In another post, that is the moment this beef crossed a line that most people in hip-hop do not cross. King Harris found what appears to be the actual gravesite of 50 Cent's mother, Sabrina Jackson, and posted it on his Instagram stories for the world to see. From there, King Harris took to his Instagram story, where he shared a picture of a headstone and wrote, "This where you mama at." He also shared a picture of a headstone featuring the name Sabrina Jackson. On his Instagram account, King shared a post of a gravesite featuring 50 Cent's mother and grandmother's names, a video of the rapper in court in a case where he stood accused of trampling and assaulting 3 women at a concert, and a photo of one of the rapper's sons on his lap. So King did not just post the gravesite. He went after 50 Cent from multiple angles. He brought up 50's court appearances. He brought up 50's past legal issues. He brought up 50's children. King was going through 50 Cent's entire history and posting it all on his Instagram for his followers to see. He then urged the candy shop rapper to post a photo of his late mother, before doubling down that he should leave Tiny out of the back and forth. King questioned how 50 and other trolls were raised, before again telling him to dig up his mother and pay his respects. Comparing Tiny's Grammy-winning R&B career as a member of Xscape to 50's mother, he added that his mom is a legend. King's argument was simple. His mother is alive, successful, and a Grammy winner. She is a member of one of the biggest R&B groups in history, and 50 Cent had the nerve to post a photo of her, to try to embarrass her. So King flipped it. He told 50 Cent that if he wanted to talk about mothers, he should go look at his own mother's grave. Some fans say King was disrespectful. and he could have handled the situation in private. But others say King was right to defend his mother publicly, since 50 Cent posted her photo on his public Instagram page. The internet was divided. Some people felt that King had every right to defend his mother, the same way 50 attacked her, publicly and aggressively. Others felt that referencing a dead woman, no matter the circumstances, crossed a line that should never be crossed. And others pointed out the irony. 50 Cent started this by bringing mothers into the conversation, and now he was dealing with the consequences. To understand why King Harris's posts about 50 Cent's mother hit so hard, you need to know who Sabrina Jackson was and what happened to her. Because this is not just about a name on a headstone. This is about one of the most tragic backstories in hip-hop history. Curtis Jackson, aka 50 Cent, did not have an easy start in life. Born on July 6, 1975, to his 15-year-old single mother, Sabrina Jackson, he was raised in a drug-afflicted neighborhood of Queens, New York. Accordingly, 50's childhood would be fraught with hardship. Sabrina Jackson was a young mother who had to provide for her son. She was also proud and refused to beg for help. In an interview, her son 50 Cent said she did not see welfare or Burger King as a real option, and that she did what she thought she had to do to take care of him. To make ends meet, Sabrina sold controlled substances on Old South Road, South Jamaica, Queens. She became a prominent figure in her illicit trade. 50's mom was feared on the streets, even though few women were involved in that line of work. Sabrina's business on the street meant that she also related with wealthy associates and clients. In an interview with The Guardian, 50 Cent said that the only people he saw coming round who had nice things were from his mom's life, and that they had Cadillacs, expensive jewelry, everything that symbolized financial freedom. Then everything changed. Sabrina Jackson's death in 1983 was a suspected homicide. Authorities believe someone drugged her and left her unconscious in her apartment before setting it on fire. Despite the suspicious circumstances, no arrests were made and her killer remains unidentified. This tragic event left 50 Cent without his mother during his most formative years. 50 Cent was 8 years old. 50 has spoken about the details of his mother's death. He said someone put something in her drink and turned the gas on, and that after that, every time something went wrong, he would think, if my mother was here, it wouldn't be like that. After Sabrina's murder in 1983, 50 moved in with his grandparents, where he shared a small house with 8 other relatives. After his mother's death and his father's departure, Jackson was raised by his grandparents. Jackson began boxing at about age 11, and when he was 14, a neighbor opened a boxing gym for local youth. At age 12, Jackson began dealing narcotics. When his grandparents thought he was in after-school programs and brought guns and drug money to school, the loss of Sabrina Jackson sent 50 Cent down a path that would eventually lead him to the streets, to drug dealing, to getting shot 9 times in 2000, and ultimately to becoming one of the biggest rappers in the world. His entire story starts with the death of his mother. Sabrina Jackson was a single parent and played a vital role in 50 Cent's life. He told Page 6 that she was his mom and his dad, and she was tough, so he did not know when it was okay to be emotional, and when it was not. Sabrina Jackson, mother of rapper 50 Cent, was murdered when he was 8 years old. She is buried at Rockville Cemetery in Lynbrook, Nassau County, New York. That is the grave King Harris posted on his Instagram stories. The resting place of a woman who was murdered when her son was a child. A woman whose death has never been solved. A woman whose loss defined 50 Cent's entire life trajectory. Now, does that make what 50 Cent did to Tiny Harris acceptable? No. Does it make what King Harris did in response acceptable? That depends on who you ask. But the fact remains that this is the history King was invoking. When he posted that headstone, this is what sits behind the name Sabrina Jackson. And whether King knew the full weight of that history or not, the internet certainly did. The response online was immediate and intense. People were shocked. People were picking sides. People were arguing about whether King went too far, or whether 50 Cent deserved it. And in the middle of all of it, 50 Cent responded. After King Harris posted the gravesite photos, the video rant, the court images, and everything else he could find about 50 Cent's past, the world waited to see how the self-proclaimed king of trolls would handle it. Because this was different from 50's usual beefs. This was not Ja Rule. This was not Rick Ross. This was a 21-year-old kid going after his dead mother. 50 Cent seemingly responded to T.I.'s son, King Harris, by sharing a Pepe the Frog image. 50 Cent then reacted with a frog face photo on Instagram, along with the caption LOL. Let that register. After all of that, after King posted his mother's gravesite, after King went on an extended rant about Sabrina Jackson, 50 Cent posted a frog meme and typed LOL. That is the 50 Cent playbook in action. He does not engage with emotion. He does not match the energy. He posts something dismissive and lets the other person look like they are the one who went too far. But 50 did not stop there. 50 responded with a graphic made by a YouTuber, featuring photos of King and his mother, with the caption, "God don't like ugly." King was quick to respond, sharing a photo of 50 in court, with the caption about applying pressure to females, referencing 50 Cent's 2013 domestic abuse trial. So the back and forth continued. 50 doubled down on mocking King and Tiny. King doubled down on bringing up 50's legal history and his mother's grave. Neither side was backing down. King Harris, the Atlanta rapper's youngest son, took to Instagram in defense of his mother with several posts pointing out 50's prior beefs, the aftermath of his 2000 shooting, previous accusations of domestic violence, and more. And then T.I. himself got involved again, but not the way most people expected. Instead of matching 50's trolling post for post, T.I. went to the studio. T.I. is dragging his beef with 50 Cent straight into the studio. In the diss track, T.I. calls 50 a 5-0 dispatcher, basically branding him a snitch, and clowns him as a keyboard warrior who is tough online but nowhere else. T.I. raps that he has paperwork from people in prison, with 50's name in them, a bombshell claim that goes straight at 50's gangster brand. That is not light shade, that is nuclear. So now you have the full picture. T.I. went to the studio and started recording diss tracks. His son King went to Instagram and posted photos of 50 Cent's mother's gravesite. And 50 Cent sat back, posted memes, and continued to troll as if none of it bothered him. If these booked and busy businessmen have time to argue online, hopefully they can spin the block on Verzuz. The real winner would be the fans, and no mothers, partners, or children would get caught in the middle if they were cheering from the sidelines. But the reality is that this is not just about music or catalogs, or who had the better career. This became personal when 50 Cent posted Tiny's photo, and it became something else entirely. When King Harris posted Sabrina Jackson's headstone, those are not things you can take back. Those are not posts you delete and pretend never happened. Despite multiple comments claiming that King went way too far, he kept going with follow-up posts of gravestones, including Sabrina Jackson's actual gravesite. King made it clear he felt the line had been crossed by mentioning his mother, and he doubled down in several posts, challenging 50 and defending his family's name. The broader question this whole situation raises is about the rules of engagement in hip-hop beef. There was a time when certain things were off limits. Mothers were off limits. Wives were off limits. Children were off limits. But 50 Cent has never operated by those rules. 50 Cent is a generational hater. He is on the Mount Rushmore of haters. The G-Unit mogul is as petty as they come in beef, and there is no line he will not cross. The problem with having no boundaries is that eventually you run into someone else who also has no boundaries, and that is what happened here. 50 Cent posted about Tiny. King Harris posted about Sabrina Jackson. 50 Cent mocked a living woman. King Harris mocked a dead one, and now the internet is left to decide which one was worse. What is clear is that neither side is finished. Fans are split. Some are hyped for a potential Verzuz showdown, while others are just grabbing popcorn to watch the drama unfold. One thing is for sure, this beef is far from over, and we are all waiting to see who has got the last word. 50 Cent has been trolling people online for over 2 decades. He has outlasted Ja Rule, Rick Ross, Fat Joe, and everyone else who has ever tried to match his energy on social media. But King Harris is 21 years old with nothing to lose, and a mother to protect. And the question now is whether 50 Cent has finally found someone who is not going to back down, or whether King just gave 50 more ammunition for the next round. Either way, the image of Sabrina Jackson's headstone on King Harris's Instagram stories is not something that goes away. For 50 Cent, that is his mother. That is the woman who raised him until he was 8. That is the woman whose murder was never solved. And for King Harris, posting it was the ultimate response to someone who attacked his own mother on the internet. For now, it seems that the Verzuz will never happen. That is not stopping some new music from being made. T.I. has his diss tracks. 50 Cent has his memes. And King Harris has made it clear that if anyone comes for Tiny, they are going to hear about Sabrina Jackson. That is where we are. And something tells me this story is not over yet. But for now, that is what they found at 50 Cent's mother's grave after King Harris's video. And it left the internet exactly how you would expect. Speechless.